Arsenal will sign Ricardo Califori for £42.5 million. The numbers have been revealed, and now Arsenal are looking at the next signing, Raphinha, who potentially could come in. As I've been telling all these Arsenal fans that follow me, Arsenal don't need a striker. They need a player who can play on the left and on the right in their front line, and they're now looking at Raphinha. Breaking news coming out from David Ornstein that Man United are working to finalise Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee. Personal terms and agent commissions are in place. And Chelsea are on the verge of making a bid for Nigerian striker, Napoli striker, Victor Osimhen. Big up to every single one of you. We just hit 9,000 subscribers, which is absolutely unreal. We started this channel back in the beginning of March, and now we're already on the road to 10K, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I hope each and every single one of you have a fantastic Sunday. If you could do me a favor, go down and drop a like. It's right here. Go down, press that like button right now, because it would mean the world to me. Now we're going to start with the breaking news coming out with David Ornstein with regards to Joshua Zirkzee. Now, the breaking news is coming out from David Ornstein, and he said Man United working to finalise signing of Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee. Personal terms and agent commissions for 23-year-old in place. Club talks continue. Man United exploring whether to activate €40 million release clause or agree a separate price. But deal now is very, very close. And the Dutch revolution at Man United is well and truly underway. You know, David Ornstein giving us bombers. He is very, very reliable when it comes to transfer news, views, and clues. Fabrizio Romano has said Man United have given green lights for both Joshua Zirkzee and Matthijs De Ligt to join the club. Both players have spoken to Erik ten Hag, and Man United now ready to advance on club for both signings in the coming days. Now, look, I think this is a very, very good step in the right direction for Manchester United. De Ligt is getting a lot of criticism from rival fans. I think he's not a bad centre-back. I think Man United need someone next to Lautaro Martinez like that, who can slot in on that right-sided centre-back, who's got experience in the Bundesliga and Serie A, knows the manager very, very well, played his best football under Erik ten Hag. And, of course, they're getting Joshua Zirkzee, who's another young striker, 22, 23 years of age. You got double digits of goals last season for Bologna. Now, I look at Man United now. This is a completely different Man United to what we've seen with the likes of, of the regime before. They've actually got, Dan Ashworth at the top and actual footballing people making footballing decisions. I think in De Ligt's profile, I think the likes of, Lindelof, Varane's obviously gone. I think it's a relatively good replacement. I think Van Nistelrooy will do absolute wonders with regards to Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee. He knows the club. Maybe it's a little bit of PR, but I do think it's a very, very good thing for Man United to do, looking at the fact that he is, when you look at Manchester United now, what's going to be is it going to be the same sort of football being played? They've made, hopefully they get these two deals done for if you're a United fan, but it looks like they are their first two signings, part of this Dutch revolution. You got a relatively good back four now. Luke Shaw, obviously come off the bench yesterday for England, played very well. You got Martinez, who's in a Copa America semi-final. You've got De Ligt, who's very good. You've got Dalot. Then you've got that midfield of Kobe Mainoo, who's balling out. Fernandez. Probably need a number 8 for me, or probably, do you know what? They probably need a number 6. I always thought Kobe was going to be a number 6, but he's probably a better number 8. And then you got, Rashford on the left. You got Rasmus Højlund. You got, Joshua Zirkzee. And on that right-hand side, I think this is where they missed out on Elise. Could they potentially go for Raphinha just like Arsenal are? I'm not so sure, but it's 100% positive news, this, if you are a Manchester United fan. I would be very, very, very happy with the start of their window. They got rid of a few players. It looks like Casemiro is going to be leaving as well. And by all means, it is a step in the right direction. Let me know your thoughts down below if you are a Man United fan on this news. Now we're going to move away to the breaking news coming out from Arsenal, that Arsenal have agreed a fee, and the numbers behind it, Ricardo Califori, have been announced. Arsenal will pay £42.5 million to sign Ricardo Califori from Bologna when the deal goes through in the coming week. That's according to Italian outlet Tutto Sport, who details the numbers behind the transfer, which features a percentage of his fee going to former club Basel. Califori will sign a 5-year deal in North London and earn a hefty pay rise to £60,000 a week, plus bonuses. It's worth noting that this is whether that's before or after tax. Fantastic signing for Arsenal, in my opinion. £42.5 million is an absolute steal. An absolute steal. Genuinely. He solidifies that left-back position. Lots of Arsenal fans and rival fans were debating on Twitter last night with regards to, is he going to be replacing Gabriel? Is this a long-term replacement for Gabriel? Or is this coming in at left back? I think short term, my answer would be he's going to play left back. Now, Arsenal have now got a selection headache because the depth they've got in Zinchenko, in Kivior, and Tomiyasu, it looks like Kivior's probably going to be leaving. Bologna are looking at him as well as a potential replacement. Plus, you've also got the ex-Bologna manager, now new Juventus head coach, Thiago Motta, who wants him, and the fee is around 25 million euros. I think overall, that could be a relatively good signing for the likes of I don't really know what my thoughts are on. I don't really know what my thoughts are with regards to Arsenal's defense going into next season, because you've got so much quality there. It's now, is it too much of a selection headache? Because where does Zinchenko fit in? I can see Zinchenko being sold. I can see Zinchenko and Kivior being sold and them keeping Tomiyasu. But then again, you know, their back four is going to be so strong. I think Gabriel will definitely stay for a few years at least before they're looking at moving on. I mean, Saliba genuinely has been the best centre-back in the Euros. It's now about what goes into next season. If Califori plays, if this rumor that he is going to start a left-sided centre back, like I'm not. I don't know. It's a selection headache, but you also need to know your best. Your best four defenders are going to be, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Califori. But then who's that? You got Timber, you got Kivior, you got Zinchenko, you got Tomiyasu. I mean, look, it's a good headache to have. Now, reports coming out as well. We'll stay on Arsenal before we get to the Osimhen talk. That Gunners are in for player plus cash bid for Raphinha. Now, this is another one that's a bit of a surprise. Raphinha's a good player. Very good player. 27 years of age. Some potentially big Arsenal news coming out from Spain this morning. The Gunners have said to be in contact with Barcelona over a deal for Raphinha and offered 30 million plus Eddie Nketiah for Brazil winger. Reports in Spain claim that Mikel Arteta has become obsessed with Raphinha and made him one of his priority targets for next season. Arsenal hope of landing a deal for the 27-year-old both have been boosted because of new Barcelona boss Hansi Flick and sporting director Deco are willing to say farewell to him. Now, Raphinha, obviously Premier League experience at Leeds, went to, the likes of Barcelona, had a very good Champions League campaign, with them. He is a player who can play both on the right, on the left, cuts in on that left foot. Last season, he's played 4 games in the Copa America, only had 1 goal. Brazil obviously went crashing out last night on penalties to Uruguay. His stats in a Barcelona shirt are relatively good. He's won a league title there. He got 9 GA in 12 games for Barcelona in the Champions League. He's got 45 GA in 87 games for Barcelona. He's got, 3 years left on his contract. I've been saying this for the longest time now. Arsenal probably are going to bring in a winger who adds real competition to both flanks rather than going for an out-and-out number 9. For me, it makes more logical sense. If that's even a phrase, it makes more sense that this is what happens. Raphinha is an interesting one. When you look at his numbers, you know, when he was in a Leeds shirt in the Premier League, that they're relatively good. 29 GA in 67 games. Very good return considering you're playing at Leeds. And that's 29 GA in the Premier League. 29 GA in 64 in La Liga for Barcelona. Plus got Ligue 1 experience as well, where he got 11 GA in 28 games. Copa del Rey, won a league title, fits the system, right wing, cuts in on that left foot. Every time it's back of the net. I think the way Arsenal play, Raphinha could play on the left. He could play down the middle, I think. And if it gets Eddie Nketiah off your books as well, I think that'd be a good signing. The fee is around £30 million or 30 million euros, I should say. I think that's a very, 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 good bit of business from Arsenal. And the last bit we are going to finish on is Chelsea are prepared to bid for Osimhen. Now, this story is going to drag out all summer. It's going to drag out all summer. I'm telling you guys. The amount of transfer stories that are on with regards to, the likes of Victor Osimhen, every single club and their dog has been linked to this guy. It's mad. But I think Chelsea's where he could end up. I don't think Arsenal are prepared to pay the £80 million. I don't think Man United are going to do that now because they've got Joshua Zirkzee. Tottenham definitely won't. We're looking at Ivan Toney. So, in terms of Victor Osimhen, £80 million goes into Chelsea that have Jackson, Palmer, that have Sterling, that have Nkunku from attacking threat. I think Mudryk goes, or maybe goes in January. He's not going to be there that long. That guy's trash. I mean, Victor Osimhen doesn't excite me. Like £80 million, a lot of money. It doesn't excite me. Don't get me wrong, he's a goal scorer, but Chelsea notoriously do not sign. Number 9s don't work there. Higuain, Etu, Falcao, Shevchenko, Torres, in terms of his numbers, wasn't great. The only two that really come to the back of my mind that have really delivered in a Chelsea shirt is the likes of Diego Costa and Didier Drogba since I've been watching Premier League football, which is since, late 90s. I mean, let me know your thoughts. I mean, £80 million, a lot of money for Victor Osimhen. Yes, instrumental in that year. Napoli won the Scudetto, but I'm not so sure. Let me know your thoughts down below if you haven't already. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.